Welcome, welcome! It's Mud Dog with the TexasSpaceNavy bringing you another Star Citizen video. And today I thought I would talk about a topic that's been on a lot of people's minds here lately because it's kind of gotten bad, like really bad. And the topic is griefing. So, what is griefing? Perhaps I should go with a couple of definitions here for you. First of all, one definition is an act of chronically causing consternation to other members of an online community, or more specifically, intentionally disrupting the immersion of another player in their gameplay using aspects of the game in unintended ways. The definition of a griefer is a bad faith player or somebody that is playing in a multiplayer video game who deliberately irritates and harasses other players within the game using aspects of that game in unintended ways. So there are quite a few definitions of griefing out there, and almost all of them are that. Now let's talk about CIG's definition of griefing. There are a few people who would say that griefing is against the terms of service that CIG has. And honestly, I read through the terms of service. Maybe I missed it because I tried to read through it as quickly as I could. There is nothing about griefing in the terms of service, at least not on the website. Now, maybe in the client itself, which I have not gone through here recently, but I did not find it in there. But I did find over on the Robert Space Industries site on Spectrum, Tyler Wicken, who you know is one of the community outreach folks at CIG. I think he's a really good dude. He works out of the Austin office here in Texas. He posted back on March 2nd, 2020 about griefing. And specifically, this was more towards stream sniping, but I think you can kind of get the idea here. So the title of his post was Excessive Griefing and Stream Sniping. And it's under the announcements section in Spectrum. It says, "Hi everyone. We've recently received a lot of reports detailing excessive griefing and would like to take a moment to openly address the feedback and share our stance. For a majority of these matters, a PvP solution is preferable. Frequently when these scenarios are reported to us, we encourage those who feel they are being targeted to rally with their friends and orgs in an attempt to fight back. We're not here to protect players from aggressors, pirates, and PvPers. A big part of Star Citizen is about that dichotomy, that epic clash that occurs when opposing forces meet and rally others to their cause. The wars at Jumptown were a prime example of exciting emergent gameplay that can blossom when a lawful player comes face to face with an outlaw. However, there is a line that is occasionally crossed where players are going outside the bounds of immersing themselves as pirate or PvPer. Some users are going out of their way to leverage live streams and other mediums to excessively grief. In many of these cases, it's no longer about enjoying the game, but rather disrupting it. Stream sniping, pad ramming, firing into armistice zones, or utilizing various exploits to grief others. These are just a few examples of excessive griefing, which we do not tolerate. If you find yourself on the receiving end of this, we are more than happy to investigate, and in cases where it's warranted, we will absolutely intervene. Simply reach out to us through our support page here, and make sure to provide as much information as possible, such as screenshots or videos, which always help. In addition to better monitoring or preventing excessive griefing, we're also exploring a number of in-game changes that should help considerably. More info on that at a later time. And of course, in the future, the law system will also play a stronger role in creating consequences for unlawful behavior. In the meantime, and all the time, take the sage advice of two wise individuals who once posited that we should be excellent to each other and party on whenever possible. Of course, the last line there is, a homage to Bill and Ted, if you didn't know. Love Bill and Ted. Probably one of the few people out there. But yeah, I really do like Bill and Ted. So, why am I bringing up this topic of griefing? Is it really as prominent as I said at the beginning of the video? You bet it is. I actually had an org mate yesterday post up on Spectrum about this topic. And I'm not going to go into the topic title, but he posted, I enjoy legitimate PvP, but what I'm experiencing lately is not that. Using just today as an example, I was sitting in a Valk turret while others loaded cargo onto the ship and shooting at Xenothreat when a player puts his ship directly in my line of fire. He didn't just pass through, his ship was pointed towards ours and he sat in front of my turret. I switched to the lower turret and he moved and repeated the same thing. He then got out and attempted to board the ship. Given that he was griefing already, it was good guess what he was going to do, so my only option was to kill him and get a crime stat, because he could take the ship and fly off with it and still be legal as far as the current law system is concerned. So now I have a crime stat, he's respawned in his ship and comes back and kills me. My crew can't do anything to help, otherwise they'll get a crime stat too. Now I'm in prison and he's laughing and bragging in global about how he can get on anyone's ship and screw with it, and they can't do anything about it without getting a crime stat. Oh, and apparently it's the PvE player's fault for crying about no comm array coverage over the rec site, so this is just retaliation. It should be legal to shoot people on your own ship. Having to wait for them to fire first just sucks. So, yeah, I agree. This is griefing. Now, sitting in front of somebody's turret, that's a fine line. Yes, I think it's kind of a crappy move, but yeah, I don't know. If the enemy ships are actually shooting you while this guy is in your line of fire, yes, that's griefing. Then getting out of the ship and coming to take your ship, causing you to actually have to shoot him and you get the... Yeah, totally griefing, and him coming back and killing you, definitely griefing. This guy had it in for my org mate, and it's a shitty thing to do. I get it. People are a little bored with where the game is. Maybe this guy's done Xenothreat so many times, he wants to just have a little fun and mess with people. Where I can understand some people do get bored, and that is the inevitable way that some people are going to have fun, it should stop at one. The guy had his fun by making my teammate get a crime stat. He should be over with. Shouldn't go into any more, because that's when it becomes griefing. It was uncalled for to begin with, but again, I understand some people just aren't into the game at the moment. Why not play a different game? That's my personal opinion on it. Now, this was my org mate's experience with griefing, and there's a whole long forum post about it. There's 150 replies. Some people are just saying he's being a big baby. Others are saying the guy is participating as Xenothreat in the mission, which was within the standards of CIG or whatever. I completely disagree with that. He can be Xenothreat, but he can't, because he's not red. He needs to show up red as an enemy target, or other people will get a crime stat. So again, that's just a crappy excuse to defend this griefer. My personal experience with griefing happened today. It's not going to show up in this video that I'm showing you, because I did not want to advertise the griefer. I'm not going to give more notoriety to someone who doesn't deserve it. So, in this case, and it wasn't just to me, we went back to Mike L1. We're all doing the Xenothreat mission. We're trying to make money. We're trying to successfully complete the phase. And this guy is shooting everybody at Mike L1. Now, I came into Mike L1 in the Gladiator to rearm, refuel, and get back out into the fight. The guy launches missiles at me, pretty much killing me right off the bat while I'm landing. You know, I'm not expecting to get missile lock on me while I'm landing. Okay, no big deal about that. That's not griefing per se. That's just somebody coming in and, you know, being an asshat. Okay? But whenever anybody at Mike L1 would spawn a ship, this guy would destroy it on the pad. Just come in and destroy it before they even had a chance to get in their ship. Which, even if they got in their ship and he destroyed it then, that's another form of griefing. But he wouldn't even let them get in the ships. That is completely and totally griefing, and that is something that CIG should punish in some way or form. You know, you could say that the guy was also being Xenothreat, and he's just making sure no supplies come in, or no resupplies, or soldiers can regroup and get back into the battlefield. Well, again, he doesn't show up as Xenothreat. He isn't taking a mission in the game to be Xenothreat. So therefore, he is not Xenothreat. And he is not thought of as an enemy combatant until he just starts screwing with people. And of course, you know, only the bigger ships can come out of the hangars, and it's kind of hard to crew some of them enough to even fight off somebody like this. Now, I'm going to say I've established this guy's a griefer. But he takes it a step further, and he's using scatter guns that are doing absolutely ridiculous damage and bypassing shields and whatnot. It's just silly. So he's gaming the system even more. I mean, it's bad enough you're a griefer, but you're also going to, I guess, utilize, you can't call it cheats, but broken mechanics in the game. So, yeah, he is a definite asshat. Pardon my language, but complete, total asshat. And CIG should deal firmly with these people. Now, I'm not saying CIG should ban these people permanently. We are in an alpha. But they probably should get banned for a quarter, or a couple of patches, or maybe even the entire alpha. You know, I think that CIG needs to take a hard stance on their punishment for this type of gameplay. I understand that, like I said, if somebody's frustrated and they just kill somebody out of frustration, a lot of people have done that, but it would be griefing if you were to just continue to do that. If you just did the one time and then went on about your day or business or logged off or whatever, that, like I said, that to me probably shouldn't be punished as a one-off. But if you're continually doing it, you're continually ruining people's time, their enjoyment of the game, you're making it to where they can't enjoy the game whatsoever, that is completely and totally griefing, and it should be dealt with. You guys let me know what you think in the comments down below. Do you think that's griefing? What punishment do you think they should get? Like I said, I'm in favor of, you know, at least a quarter or two ban from the game. Just lock their accounts out to where they can't get in. Of course, let them know, hey, this is for excessive griefing. You've been caught on camera, on, you know, screenshots, whatever, and this is the price you're going to pay. And maybe next time they get caught doing it, make it, you know, a year ban or something along those lines. I think that there definitely needs to be some sort of punishment, you know, to fit the crime. And yes, it's alpha, so that's the only reason why I say no permanent bans. Now, when the game goes live, you know, that's when your perma bans can come in. Maybe not for the first instance, but maybe for the second. I don't know. What are you guys' thoughts on that? Let me know in the comments down below. I certainly would appreciate it. I'm not going to stay on the griefing topic any longer tonight, but I thought you guys would like to know what the big deal is going on now with some of this griefing stuff. It's happening a lot with Xenothreat because people have run through it a few times and then they just get bored, I guess. I don't know. They know where everybody's going to be at, so they can mess with everybody. So Xenothreat is definitely a easy target for griefers. Keep that in mind when you go to play the game. I highly recommend you get with a large group of friends so that you can spawn up your own server and deal with those people a little easier. If you're flying solo or only with one buddy, it makes it a lot harder to deal with those griefers. Xenothreat's much easier with a larger group anyways, and as you saw from yesterday's video, my team was able to take on the Xenothreat mission and be quite efficient at doing it. If you would like me to do a pared down version of that where it's, quite edited, maybe 10-20 minutes long, let me know down in the comments down below as well, and I will try to put that video together for you guys. Thank you all for tuning in and watching this video. I really do appreciate it. Thank you to all my Patreon and YouTube members. You guys are so awesome. And, January was a rough month for me getting out content. I'm trying to do better February. But you YouTube members and Patreon have really helped out. And you guys watching the ads all the way through and clicking on them, it's really helped out on the revenue of the channel as well. So thank you once again, everybody. I'm Mud Dog with the Texas Space Navy, and I'll see you out in the verse.